right, friends, it's your girl Cha reporting live from the Money Mantra, and we are back with another Forex education video. I created this channel to help as many people as possible become independent and profitable traders. So if that's something that you've been looking to do, you are in the right place at the right time. Now, I do have all kinds of videos on my channel because it is designed for beginners. So if you're interested about strategies or indicators or candlesticks specifically, I do encourage you to check out all of the playlists and other content that I have because it is plentiful. Now, if you are a new subscriber, I do just want to give you a warm welcome to my channel and let you know that this is a safe space for traders. And I do want to give a special welcome back to my returning subscribers, or even if you haven't subscribed, but you find yourself coming back to my channel, just thank you for spending time with me and including me on your trading journey. I really am here to help, and I do want the best for everyone. So in today's quick video, we're going to be doing a trade breakdown. And if you're new around here, this is just where I review a trade that I took, no matter whether if it was a winner or a loser, because I think it's important to back test your trades just to see like where you went right and where you went wrong so you can either stop making those same mistakes or you can actually duplicate the things you did to get success. So in today's trade breakdown, we're going to be looking at this GBPUSD trade that I posted in the chat for my students because I do have a personal mentorship program where you can work with me one-on-one directly to fill in those knowledge gaps if you find that the videos on YouTube are just not enough, but it's completely optional. If you want that, the information is down below in my description box. I also have a playlist with all of my wins and losses recorded, which I'll tag in this video, and you guys can also watch that to learn about the indicators I use, the confirmations I look for, and just how I trade overall, because it's very, very, very mechanical. So for this trade idea, it was for a potential sell. And the reason why I chose sell, I'll get into once we're actually on TradingView. So here was my analysis. I looked at this on the 1 hour chart. We could tell from the watermark. And this trade was also posted on August 12th, 2024, which we can tell from the timestamp on the screenshot from TradingView. Now, when I post trade ideas for my students, I never put a stop loss because I want them to get in the habit of being able to identify support and resistance, and also just get in the habit of getting in the charts and taking their own trades and trusting their own analysis. I did give them 3 areas to target, which is usually up to 80 pips. However, depending on the style of trading you do, you can secure more than this. But this is just a guide to make sure that people are learning while they're in the program, but also earning before they're comfortable or confident to do it on their own. As always, I encourage everybody to do their own analysis, use proper risk management based on your capital and account. And if you do market execution, make sure you're adjusting your take profit and stop loss to your actual entry point. I just think that's extremely important. So here we are on TradingView. This is the website that I use for all of my charting. It's pretty simple. And once you get the hang of it, you don't have to use every single feature, but you can customize your chart to a way that makes sense to you. So I already went back in time and I'm just going to be breaking down what I was looking at when I analyzed this trade. So first and foremost, you'll notice that I have this red box here. And for this red box, this was my supply zone. And this is where I found that the market was resisting. Now, the market works on supply and demand. And you'll usually notice when the market is in a supply zone, the wicks of the candles are pushing into this area, rejecting this area, and coming down. And what makes it a strong supply zone is the fact that this has happened multiple times. And we know the market is made up of patterns. So if something has happened multiple times before, there's a likelihood that it's going to happen again. So here's a example of a supply zone. We want to include these candles as well because we can see that the market went up to this area and rejected it. It got close to this area, rejected it. It went up to this area and rejected it. And that is when the true selling trend was started. Now, if the market is going to sell, it's going to usually sell back down to a demand zone, which we can see I have highlighted with this green box here. So a demand zone is typically where most people will buy in the market. And you'll notice this because you'll see wicks at the bottom of the candles. And when the candles push into this area, they'll reject it and go back up. So supply is found at the top of the chart. Demand is found at the bottom. So let's just go back to where I was when I took this trade. And I can see that the market was in the supply zone. It had rejected it multiple times. It came into the supply zone. It came down to the demand zone. It came up to the supply zone. It came close to the demand zone. It came up to the supply zone. It came down to the demand zone. It came up. So once it hit the supply zone again, that was my first confirmation for a sell. Now, the indicators that I use, I have two EMAs or moving averages, and I also have a stochastic. Now, I just asked myself a series of very simple questions to determine if this market is truly going to be buying or selling. And the first question would be, are my candles near a supply or demand zone? I can see that the candles are near a supply zone. The second question I will ask myself is my purple EMA above my blue EMA? And if I hide my candles, I can see at the time my blue EMA was above my purple EMA. So that wouldn't be a sell confirmation for me. That would be more of a bullish or buying confirmation. So far I have one sell confirmation, which is the supply zone. And then I have a buy confirmation, which is my smaller EMA being above my larger EMA. Now, when I come down and look at the stochastic, I want to see that the stochastic is facing down. If this were to confirm a selling trend, I would love to see that my orange or slow line is above my blue line. And I would also love to see both lines below 50. So as far as the stochastic facing down, we can see one line is facing down and one line is facing up. So there's not really a clear signal as to if the market is going to buy or sell. If I zoom in, I can see that it looks like my orange has just crossed above my blue, but it's very subtle and not such a strong entry confirmation just yet. But I do see that both numbers are below 50, even though my orange line is just a little bit above. So the confirmations, as we can see as we're reviewing this trade, they weren't completely strong for a sell. However, that is the way that I decided to enter into the market. So we're just going to go ahead and play this out and we're going to see what actually happened in this trade. Okay. So I'm going to pause it for a second. So we can see from where I wanted to enter, based on the unclear confirmations, we see that the market did push up even higher into the supply zone, creating a new high. Now, this already tells me that the market wants to buy, but I decided to hold the trade. My stop loss was about 35 pips higher. And at this point, my stop loss hadn't been hit quite yet, but it was close. So I stayed in the trade and we're going to continue to see what happens. Now, the market continued to push into this supply zone and reject it until it broke completely out of that zone and it started to create higher highs. Now we can see this is where the market currently is. And if we look, we can see that a new demand zone is being formed and a new supply zone has been formed. So for this trade, I'm not afraid to say that I was incorrect. I was completely wrong. The market broke out of my zone, as we can see, which was initially down here. We had all of this huge momentum from the buyers, and then we started to see new rejection at the top. So I can see that my biggest mistake here was not making sure I had all of the clear confirmations that I needed in order to take this trade for a sell. Everything was a little wish-washy now that I'm looking at it in retrospect. And this is why my trade has stop loss. But I'm not upset because the cool thing about trading is that you can always go back and rectify your mistakes so that you don't make the same mistake next time. Now, if I would have just followed my plan, I would have either looked at another trade with stronger confirmations or I would have waited a little bit longer to see what the market was going to do after it created that new higher high. So I really hope that this video was helpful. My goal, again, is to help everybody become independent and profitable traders. You don't have to trade like me. In fact, I want you to trade like you. I want you to figure out which indicators work for you, which strategy works for you, what is your confirmation checklist, and just go from there. Practice makes profit, honestly, but you're not going to make money if you're not getting in here and really testing it out. I encourage everybody to always use your demo because you don't lose anything by trading virtual funds, but you do gain a ton of experience. So that's really all I have for you guys today. Until next time, rich friends. Oh, and if you like this video and you found it helpful, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell to never miss when I post a new video. And also leave a comment to let me know what you learned. So I will see you guys later.